Hello friend, how are you? Welcome to Tripan Study Center. We are going to do today is very important MCQ which will be a very important for the exam point of view and it will be important for this competitive exam. Let's see what is our topic today. Today we discussion most important MCQ here. The MCQ class 9 CBSE NCERT science here. You know that today we discussion of Tripan Study Center most MCQ for the exam point of view. And there is important for the exam here. And the question here, the next question on your screen, question here, a few substances are arranged in the increasing order of the forces of attraction between their particles. Which one of the following represent a correct arrangement? You know that question is very interesting. Question is very interesting. A few substances are arranged in the increasing order of forces of attraction between two their particles, and which one of the following represent a correct arrangement? मीन here, कुछ पदार्थों को उनको कणों के बीच आकर्षण बल के बढ़ते हुए क्रम में आपके समक्ष व्यवस्थित किया गया है। आपको बताना है कि इनमें से कौन सा एक सही व्यवस्था प्रतिनिधित्व करता है, यानी आपको सही क्रम को चुनना है और किस पे इनके बीच कणों के बीच आकर्षण बल को बढ़ते हुए क्रम में यहाँ पर दर्शाया गया है। तो ये काफ़ी महत्वपूर्ण है। अगर देखें हम ऑप्शन पे तो ऑप्शन ए वाटर, एयर, wind, and B here air, sugar, oil, and C oxygen, water, sugar. The next here D salt, juice, air. You know that question is very interesting. A few substances arranged in the increasing order of force of attraction between their particle. Which one of the following present correct arrangement here? So it means to here option C. Option C is correct because oxygen, water and sugar. There is a most of attraction. Oxygen, water and sugar. There is a most of attraction, and that is important here. C. The C is correct, and let's see next question here. The next question on your screen, question here on a converting 25 Celsius, 38 Celsius and 66 Celsius to Kelvin scale. The correct sequence of the temperature will be. You know that question is very interesting. Question here on converting 25 Celsius, 38 Celsius and 66 Celsius to be a Kelvin scale. The correct sequence of temperature will be, the temperatures here means 25 सेल्सियस, 38 सेल्सियस और 66 सेल्सियस को केल्विन पैमानों पर परिवर्तन करने का तापमान का सही क्रम होगा। देखिए, अगर सही क्रम आपको पता करना है तो बहुत ही आसान है और बहुत इजी है। आपको पता होना चाहिए कि केल्विन में कन्वर्ट करने के लिए हमें 273 में जो है प्लस करना पड़ता है सेल्सियस। तो पहले को प्लस कर लीजिए, दूसरे को प्लस कर दीजिए, अपने आप आपका आंसर जो है पता चल जाएगा। तो ये काफ़ी महत्वपूर्ण है क्योंकि 273 आपको याद रखना चाहिए कि केल्विन में परिवर्तन करने के लिए 273 की आवश्यकता होती है। तो ये काफ़ी महत्वपूर्ण है। अगर हम ऑप्शन पे नज़र डालें तो ऑप्शन है 298 के टू 311K and 339K. B is a 298K to 300K and 338K, and C is a 273K, 278K and 543K, and there is a D option 298K, 310K and 338K. You know that question is very interesting, but first of all you plus to 273 for 25. You know that 25 plus 273 is equal to 298. It means 298 is the option, only two option here. No, three option A, B, D. It means to the B. C is a eliminate here. C is a eliminate. A, B, D is the option remind here. And the next 38. Next 38 plus to the 273. 30, 38 plus 273 is equal to 311K. So 311K is only one option. Option A here. It means to the option A is correct. Option A is correct. You know that is the most important question for the exam point of view. And let's see next question here. The next question on your screen, question here. A flexibility in a plant is due to. The flexibility in a plant is due to. मतलब पौधों में जो लचीलापन आता है किसके कारण आता है? पौधों में जो लचीलापन आता है वो किसके कारण आता है? देखा जाए तो क्वेश्चन काफ़ी महत्वपूर्ण है और ऑप्शन भी काफ़ी महत्वपूर्ण। चलिए देखते हैं ऑप्शन क्या है। ऑप्शन ए कहता है क्लोरोनचीना, ऑप्शन बी इज क्लोरोकाइमा, एंड सी इज अ पेरोकाइमा, एंड डी क्लोरोनचीना। You know that question is very interesting. There is a question flexibility in the plant is due to Chlorocina, Sclerocaima, C. Perocaima, and D. Chlorocina. You know that the most important fact here, the fact is important because the important here or China, chlorochina is their mechanical tissue in a young dactylodon system and they provide to the great tensile strength with the flexibility to those organ in which it's found. It's allowed to easy bending in the various part of plant. It means to the answer chlorochina. Chlorochina it is option A is correct. Chlorochina is option A is correct. And let's see next question here. The next question on your screen, question here. What is the correct unit of measuring the acceleration of moving object? You know that question, understand? Question is very clear. What is the correct unit of the measuring the acceleration of the moving object? Mean here, किसी गतिशील वस्तु के त्वरण को मापने की सही इकाई क्या है? हम किसी गति, देखिए कोई वस्तु गति में है और गति वस्तु के जो अगर हम एक्सेलरेशन को नापना चाहते हैं तो हम उसको किस में नापेंगे? हम जो गति हुई वस्तु को यानी चलती हुई वस्तु को अगर हम एक्सेलरेशन यानी त्वरण को नापना चाहेंगे तो हम किस में उसको रिप्रेजेंट करेंगे? क्वेश्चन साफ है और समझ वाली है। ऑप्शन देखिए, ए मीटर, बी सेकेंड, सी इज ms-2, D ms. The most important question for the exam point of view, what is the correct unit of measuring the acceleration of moving object? You know that the one important fact here, acceleration of the moving object is a measuring in the meter per second or the meter per second square. There are two types of measuring here, a meter per second or the meter per second square. It means to the answer here option C. The option C is a meter per second. Meter per second or meter per second square. It means to option C is correct here. There is a correct is the meter per second square. Option C is correct. And let's see next question here. The next question on your screen, question here. Which of these involve the conservation of kinetic energy to the potential energy? Know that question, understand? Question, which of these involve the conservation of kinetic energy to the potential energy? Mean, इनमें से किस गति ऊर्जा को स्थिति ऊर्जा में परिवर्तन करना शामिल है? यानी इसमें से कौन सा ऐसा एक्टिविटी है जो गति ऊर्जा को जो है स्थिति ऊर्जा में कन्वर्ट करता है? यानी कंजर्वेशन ऑफ काइनेटिक एनर्जी टू पोटेंशियल एनर्जी, कौन सी गतिविधियाँ जो है काइनेटिक एनर्जी से पोटेंशियल एनर्जी में चेंजेस करता है? तो काफ़ी महत्वपूर्ण क्वेश्चन है। ऑप्शन ए, अ पर्सन डिवाइडिंग इनटू द पूल ऑफ वाटर फ्रॉम अ बोर्ड. ऑप्शन बी है, अ पर्सन ग्लाइडिंग इन द एयर with the help of the parachute. And the option C, a person sliding down from the top of water slide. On option D, a person riding a motorbike to be top on the overbridge. You know that question is very interesting. Which of the involve the co- conversions of kinetic energy to the potential energy? That's important question for the exam point of view here. And one important fact, the person riding a motorbike has a kinetic energy due to the motion. The kinetic energy due to the motion and which get converted into potential energy after getting to the top of our bridge. Top of our bridge, there is a potential energy, and the riding of bicycle they are due to their kinetic energy. It means to the option here D is correct. Option D is correct. A person riding a motorbike to top on the overbridge. Option D is correct. And let's see next question here. The next question on your screen, question here. Which of these nutrient is required by the plant in the large quantity? Which of these nutrient is required by the plant in large quantity? It mean to here कि जो आपको यहाँ पर दिया गया है इनमें से किस पोषक तत्व की पौधों को बड़ी मात्रा में आवश्यकता होती है, यानी हम किस को जो है पौधों में अधिक मात्रा में देना पसंद करते हैं और पौधों को ज़रूरी भी पड़ता है। तो काफ़ी महत्वपूर्ण क्वेश्चन है। अगर आपने एनसीईआरटी की बुक फॉलो किया होगा तो वहाँ पर आपको माइक्रो एंड मैक्रो न्यूट्रिएंट के बारे में पता लगेगा, यानी सूक्ष्म और वृहद पोषक के बारे में पता लगेगा। तो उससे भी आप थोड़ा नॉलेज लगा सकते हो कि किस तत्व की आवश्यकता पौधों में सबसे अधिक होता है। द ऑप्शन ए आयरन, ऑप्शन बी जिंक, ऑप्शन सी पोटाशियम, ऑप्शन डी मैग्नीज। You know that question is very interesting. Which of these nutrients is required by the plant is a large quantity? The answer here, option C is correct here. Potassium. Potassium nutrient is required by the plant is a large quantity. It is a macro nutrition here. Macro, not a micro. Macro nutrition. The option C is correct. Potassium is correct. And let's see next question here. Next question on your screen. The question here, reasoning and assertions here. You know that is the most important. The question here, the marks of object is away a zero. The marks of an object is away zero. Reason here, marks on object is the measuring of its initials and the substance contained by the body. That's important. The option A, both are true, but R is the correct expression of A. Option B here, both A and R are true, but R is not a correct explanation of A. And C, A is a true, but R is a false. And D, A is a false, but R is a true. You know that question is very interesting. And mean here कि यहाँ पर आपको अभी कथन और कारण दिया गया है। कह रहा है, पहले क्वेश्चन पूछा गया है किसी वस्तु का द्रव्यमान हमेशा शून्य होता है। ये बात तो आपको पता होना चाहिए कि एक स्थान होता है जहाँ पर कोई भी वस्तु हो उसका द्रव्यमान जो होता है शून्य हो जाता है। और इसका कारण ये कह रहा है किसी वस्तु का द्रव्यमान उसकी जड़त्व और शरीर में मौजूद पदार्थ के माप होता है। तो ये क्या बात सही है? तो आपको यहाँ पर एनालाइज करना है और समझना है कि दोनों कथन जो दिए हैं वो वास्तव में क्या कहता है, कि दोनों सही है, क्या एक्सप्लेनेशन सही कर रहा है, तो ये आपको समझना है। द वन इम्पोर्टेंट फैक्ट हियर, marks of on the object can never be a zero. A marks of object can never be zero because marks of the object is the measuring of inertia and the substance contained by the body. The most important fact here, marks on the object can never be zero is because marks on the object is a measuring it is the inertia and the substance containing by the body. It means to the option D is correct. A is a false. A is a totally false. Marks of their not object is 0. And the R is true. R is here true. D option is correct here. And let's see next question here. The next question on your screen, question here. Accelerations A. When the heat energy is applied to the solid, the starting melting. Acceleration is here asked when the heat energy is supplied to be solid, it is a start to melting. But reason here, solid particle take up to the heat and help in the melting. You know that question is very interesting. Question is here very interesting. मीन अगर अभिकथन की बात करें तो अभिकथन ये कहता है कि जब ठोस को ऊष्मा प्रदान की जाती है तो वह पिघलना शुरू कर देती है। जब ठोस को ऊष्मा दी जाती है तो वो पिघलना शुरू कर देता है। और इसका कारण क्या बनता है? कारण ये होता है कि ठोस कण गर्मी ग्रहण करते हैं और पिघलने में उसको मदद करते हैं। तो यहाँ पर आपको समझना है कि इसमें से कौन सा कथन जो है सही जाएगा। बहुत ही कथन यहाँ पर इम्पोर्टेंट है, समझने वाला है। द ऑप्शन हियर बोथ ए एंड बी आर ट्रू and R is the correct explanation of the A. Option B, both A and R are the true, and the R is not a correct explanation of A. And C here, A is a true, but R is a false. And D, for A false, but R is a true. You know that question is very interesting. When the heat energy is supplied to be solid, it is a start to melting. Yes, it is correct. Solid particle take up the heat and help to the melting. This also is correct here. It means option A is correct. Both A and R is true, and R is the correct explanation of A. It means the option A is correct for this question. And let's see next question here. The next question on your screen, question here. Acceleration is here asks, the guard cell are a specialized epidermic cell. You know that guard cell are a specialized epidermal cell. And reason here, stomata are found in the epidermis of leaf. You know that question is very interesting. And mean here, the mean is important here कि गार्ड कोशिका विशिष्ट एपिडेमिस कोशिका है। देखिए, गार्ड सेल को एक विशिष्ट कोशिका एपिडेमिस माना गया है। और कारण बताया जा रहा है कि स्टोमेटा जो है पत्तियों की बाहरी त्वचा में पाए जाते हैं। स्टोमेटा जो है पत्तियों की बाहरी त्वचा में पाए जाते हैं। क्या ये बात सही हो सकता है? तो आपको यहाँ पर समझना है कि ये कथन क्या हो सकता है सही। द ऑप्शन है both A and R is true, but R is the correct explanation of A. B is both A and R are true, but R is not a correct explanation A. C here, A is true, but R is a false. And D also, A is a false, but R is a true. You know that, first of all, one important thing understand here. The understanding A and R true. A and R true because stomata are present in the epidermis of leaf. Stomata are present in the epidermis of leaf, and they are initially for the transpiration and gases exchange. Stomata are the means apertures is bounded by the two specialized epidermis cell is called guard cell. It means to the options here A and B is true, but R is not a good explanation of the A. It means to the option B is correct. Both A and R is true, but R is not a correct explanation of A. It means to option B is correct. And let's see next MCQ here. The next question on your screen, question here. Acceleration is asked here, the presence of weeds affect the crop field. Presence of weeds affect the crops is the field. Know that that's important. And reason here, weeds complete for the food, space and light. You know that weeds complete the food, space and the light. That's important question for the exam point of view here. You know that meaning here. अभी कथन ये कहता है कि खरपतवार की उपस्थिति फसल के खेत को काफ़ी प्रभावित करते हैं। बात तो सही है, खेतों में अगर खरपतवार हो जाए, वीड्स हो जाए, तो वो फसलों को ख़राब कर देते हैं, फसलों के सारे न्यूट्रिशन ले लेते हैं। बात सच्चाई है। अब देखिए करण क्या कहता है, खरपतवार भोजन, स्थान और प्रकाश के लिए प्रतिस्पर्धा करते हैं, यानी संघर्ष करते हैं। क्या ऐसा हो सकता है? तो देखा जाए तो ये काफ़ी महत्वपूर्ण बात है। खरपतवार की उपस्थिति के कारण खेतों को काफ़ी प्रभावित होता है। और कारण क्या है, खरपतवार भोजन और स्थान के लिए, प्रकाश के लिए जो हमारा पौधा होता है खरपतवार में आपसी संघर्ष होते हैं। तो क्या हो सकता है? द ऑप्शन A, both A and R is true, but R is the correct explanation. A, both A and R is true, but R is the not correct explanation of A. And C, A is true, but R is false. And A is the false, but R is true. But first of all, you understand the important things here. The important things here of weeds are unwanted plant in the cultivated field. The weeds are unwanted plant in the cultivated field like anthrax, parathorns and saprosotons. And there is seeds take up nutrients and the weeds take up the nutrients and reduce the growth of crop. There is a remove the necessary. There is a remove for the necessary because there is a reduce the nutrition in growing crop. It means to the A and B is correct, means to acceleration reason is correct, and R is correct explanation. It means the option A is correct. Both A and R is true, and R is the correct explanation of the A. It means the option A is correct. That's important for the exam point of view. And learn and read. This topic was till this. We will be do their next topic in the next part. If you like it, then please like, share, subscribe, and share the video as a much as a possible. Do not think, subscribe and save in your mobile. Thank you.